Her murder has defined the lives of her family. 17-year-old Melanie Road stabbed to death and sexually assaulted just a few hundred yards from her home. For almost 32 years, the police kept a file open, and Melanie's family wondered if they'd ever know who killed her. Christopher Hampton finally admitted his guilt today, and Melanie's family now know who did it, but still not why. When she failed to come home in June 1984, her mother ran into the street, responding to a police officer calling her daughter's name.
I got into the car and he took me back to the house. And that's when all hell let loose, that I knew my daughter was never coming back again. And her whole life was taken over by this horrible deed. It's not a man, he's a monster. How could he do that?
Hampton kept his brutal secret from detectives and his own family. Lies that added, said the judge, extreme misery to Melanie Road's family.
He has obviously managed somehow to live with this terrible secret. I have no idea how his conscience has allowed him to do that.
DNA testing, unavailable in 1984, established a link to Hampton through his daughter's DNA. A clear indication, say experts, of scientific progress.
If we find cold case samples which are still in good condition, and then the DNA database keeps growing, and the methods are improving as well, so the cold cases are probably surfacing up quite often actually.
If Christopher Hampton has any remorse for what he did to Melanie Road here all those years ago, he has not shown it. He appeared in court to be totally unmoved. You had a sense that this was a man who must have thought he'd got away with it.
And we've only got to look at Melanie's photograph. Who can do that to somebody?
Melanie Road's killer is finally locked up, likely to die in prison. And as a result, for the first time in decades, a family feels safe. Rupert Evelyn, News at 10, Bath.